Hello everyone, this is Mr. Speak and I'm going to be doing a chapter Bleach chapter 463. Now, quick summary of the chapter. If you don't want to hear it, don't skip ahead. Then, first of all, we see that, they received Ichigo's power and it's apparently a massive power, much more than what they held before apparently. Anywhere they're just ecstatic, they kind of take on these, weird clothing, these weird pieces of clothing. I don't know. Another notable thing is that Ruruka still doesn't seem to be too happy about what's going on. I mean, even after she's acquired all this power, she has a frown on her face. She's looking down. She's not sure you know, how to accept it. Anyway, the powers are apparently continuing to go up and go up. Still, we're not sure. Anyway, this next part cements Ginjo and possibly Tsukushima as complete bastards at this point. They were like, okay, aren't you going to give your power to Shishigawara or that guy with the jackpot full bring? And he says, we'll be in trouble if his powers keep growing. Kill him when the fight ends. It's not sure if Tsukushima agrees about this, but yeah, we definitely know Ginjo is a bastard. We already knew that, but now we see he's willing to go further. In any case, the old guy, I forget his name, the guy with tell no tales, he's kind of getting real cocky because his powers are magnificent now, apparently. I don't know, we don't know exactly, but in any case, it's a weird thing that's happening here. Sorry if you hear beeping in the background. It's a weird thing that's happening here. He says, you know what to do. I'm not exactly sure what he means by that. He says, we've given you such a great power. You know what to do. I don't really know what he means by that comment. Maybe we'll find out later. Could it be that they're getting controlled and they know it or something along those lines? I mean, we still don't know the deal with the Fullbringers, so it's kind of complicated. For the most part, some of them do seem to be under their control, well, they're under their own volition, but they're power hungry. However, that could just be Tsukushima's ability again. In any case, so Ichigo initially tries to go it alone, but what happens here? He looks like he strikes a lot of them down for the most part. However, what happens next? Apparently, the kid, I forget his name. I'm forgetting a lot of the Fullbringers' names recently. In any case, when we see him, he's used his power, and the ones that Ichigo sliced down were his illusions. Thanks to Ichigo's power boost and Ginjo giving some of his power, his abilities transfer outside of just getting sucked inside the game, but now he can like broadcast it to his immediate surroundings or something. In any case, as we see for that further extent that he's got some great reaction time. What happens here is kind of shocking. I don't know if it's dismaying, but anyway, Ikaku immediately just stabs him through the chest. It looks like he's still alive, but the fact that he's willing to go that far, I mean, again, the Fullbringers are in their own human bodies, so killing them would kill them. And Ikaku didn't know that he was using his Fullbring until like a few moments later, so even Ichigo looks to be kind of shocked by this. It didn't look like what Ichigo had done had killed them, but by any chance, they're illusions. The kids' illusions. We don't know exactly who the real ones are right at this point, but yeah. In any case, kids acting really cocky. Even Shishigawara steps in. Not exactly sure if he heard the little comment Ginjo made about before. In any case, as we see the kid's using some of his powers again, he separates the things into like separate game rooms as he call it, and it's the kid versus Toshiro, Ikaku versus Shishigawara, Tsukushima versus Byakuya, and Kenpachi versus the old dude. And we see a little bit more of that powers have affected Ichigo, and I don't know what to say about this. He's growing like this big into this big bulky form, almost like a hollow. Oh, except it's kind of has accents of his full bring. Anyway, he's bragging about how his power has grown, and then slash, and for the most part, it looks like he's dead. He's been sliced down the middle by Kenpachi. And because, of course, that fight was boring, and Kenpachi saw it as such, it's boring. So, yeah, not too much happened in this chapter. A little bit more progression than we've seen in a lot of these newer chapters, but still not much. It's kind of interesting. I really do not think any of the Fullbringers are going to be that much of a problem, except for the kid, just because he can move around and all this stuff thanks to his own Fullbring. Tsukishima versus Byakuya. This should be interesting. Tsukishima has been portrayed to be a high-speed fighter. I definitely don't think he's got the edge with the Byakuya because, as we know, Byakuya is a speed master in his own right, as well as the fact that he's in his body, whereas Byakuya is in spirit form. So he's gonna tire out a lot quicker, even if he somehow could keep one step ahead of Byakuya's attacks, or even be on par for that matter. Um, what was the other matchup? Ikaku versus Shishiguara. Definitely don't think that's going to be a good fight. Even if the kid was somehow on Ikaku's level, which is highly doubtful, he's got a weakness in that his weapon is strictly for close combat. Apparently, he hasn't received any upgrades to his power, so from what he's seen, he can only do any actual damage if he comes into contact. So even if Ikaku didn't go out, he's just got range. Even if Ikaku wasn't strong as he was, he's still got range. The kids might be a bit difficult, but again, maybe we'll see some of Toshiro's powers now, more of Toshiro's abilities. As for the other like the Ruruka and the other lady with the dirty boots, they weren't put in the fights. It seems. I don't really think that they were ones that wanted to go along with it. If I'm remembering correctly, likely we know Ruruka definitely didn't want to go along with it. Plus, she didn't say anything about it last chapter either. She only seems to have like this solemn expression. We definitely don't know what's going on with her either. We know Ruruka's definitely in it. Doesn't want to be a part of this, and we don't see what happens to her this chapter after everybody like powers up. Whether Ichigo had slashed her too. He definitely didn't want to kill any of them as far as that went, but at the same time, I don't know if he wants to kill them or not. He definitely wanted to kill Ginjo at one point because of everything that had happened. And I suppose you could say it's understandable, but that's still notably dark. I mean, yeah. Again, a lot of the major questions still haven't been dealt with, like will Tsukishima's power dissipate after he's defeated or killed? Um, what some of the full ringers goals into this for the kid and the old man. It definitely seems like they were just in it for power. For the other two, has yet to be seen. For Shishiguara, has yet to be seen. Tsukishima, another question got raised into this chapter about Tsukishima, namely that he didn't get a power boost. I mean, I know his ability is kind of broken as it is, but yeah, they obviously don't know who they're going up against because, I mean, Fullbringers have definitely been portrayed to be about lieutenant level. Definitely just lieutenant level. Not even like a fully realized lieutenant like Kisagi or somebody at that. So, yeah, we're not really sure about on that end how it's going to go. Um, and the biggest pressing question of this entire thing is where the hell is this leading? I mean, they need. I understand that they may have wanted to do something for Ichigo, but at the same time, if they just brung his powers back out of the kindness of their heart, I'd call shenanigans. If that did end up happening, that would be like Bleach is getting canceled and Kubo is trying to wrap it up. No, I think this is building up to some, greater arc. There's definitely still a slim chance of Bleach getting canceled. It's been losing some fans, but at the same time, like any one of those bigger anime manga, it's a shame to see him go. Nobody wants to see him go. Oh, for the company side, they want to milk it for all its work. On the fan side, they just, it's hard to see a series leave, especially when it's a good series. Or even if it just had its moments and it's one of those big giants that you just can't bear to see the ending. You live to see the ending, but you never want to see it come, in a way. It's really complicated. All in all, it was okay for a Bleach chapter. I would give it like a 7 out of 10. Average manga chapter, the average anime or manga could definitely do better than what it was. Still filler in the Bleach anime, and I don't think I'll be doing a review on that end. When it gets back into the story, like, it starts with like this whole Fullbring arc, then I probably will start reviewing the anime, but until that point, no way. Uh, in any case, I think I'll cut it off here. Anyway, this has been Mr. Speak on Bleach 463, signing off.